welcome to Thrive Thursday. Every Thursday, I share recipes that you can make using Thrive Life freeze-dried ingredients. So be sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss any of these amazing recipes. So now I can't even say it right. My motto is, if you have to live off your food storage, there is no excuse to live off beans and rice when you can make amazing meals. They're like gourmet and they're shelf-stable ingredients. For the most part, most of the recipes I share are made with shelf-stable ingredients. There's a few things like cream cheese that we're going to use today. You can buy that in a powdered form. I'll put the link down below this video in the description. And there also will be a link to my Thrive Life website where you can purchase some of these ingredients and products. They have up to 25-year shelf life, high nutritional value. The flavor is amazing. Seriously, if you're going to invest in food storage, freeze-dried food is the way to go. And Thrive Life is the highest and best quality of any company I've seen, which is why I signed up to be a consultant for them. If you're interested in becoming a consultant so that you can build up your food storage and get a little kickback, a commission every month on your own purchases, it's like an extra discount. I'd love to have you join my team. So reach out to me, send a message, or check the information, the links down below. So in the meantime, today, I am going to show you how to make some pork taquitos, pulled pork taquitos. Last month, I made some chicken taquitos that my husband and sons went crazy over, and they've talked about them ever since. So go check that recipe video. It was last month and it was phenomenal. They seriously, my husband said, that's probably one of the best things you've made in a long time. And he likes all my cooking, but he's like, that was my favorite. I always try to do recipes with ingredients that are currently on sale because I'm all about the budget. And the smartest way to build your food storage on a good budget is buy what's on sale, right? Buy it while it's on sale, and you never pay full price for anything. So the specials packs are always the best way to go. You get a 30% savings. And you get one of everything that's on sale. So those are definitely the one that I recommend, is just get that every month and you will build up your food storage with a good variety. So today we're going to be using the green chili peppers and the pulled pork, both on sale this month. If you're watching this video and it's not March 2020 anymore, that's fine. There's always monthly sales, so just keep your eyes open, and you get a 15% discount if you have a monthly auto shipment order. And you can go customize it, all that. Seriously, I'm all about the budget, get the most bang for your buck, and that's how you do it. So today's pork taquitos. I'm going to show you how easy this is. Super simple. So let me go ahead and tilt the camera down and you can watch the magic happen. That sounds weird. You can watch me work. You can see how easy it is. Yeah. So first of all, I am going to use the Thrive Life shredded or pulled pork, sorry. Now remember, Thrive Life meats, the freeze-dried meats, they're all pre-cooked. So you don't have to worry about cooking them. That's the beauty of it. It makes it super, super fast when you're using them. I am actually going to do a huge batch, so I'm going to use the whole can. As well as 2 cans of 7-Up. The 7-Up is made to hydrate the meat. You can use water, but for this I wanted it sweet, so we're going to use 7-Up. You can easily cut this recipe in half if you don't want 8. This makes 18 taquitos. So if you want to make 9 or, even less than that, you can cut it in halves or quarters or whatever that way. But for me, I wanted to use up the whole can of the pulled pork because once the pulled pork is opened, it only has a 3-week shelf life. And so it is our only product at Thrive Life that does that because of the high fat content. So I figured if I'm going to open it, I'm going to go ahead and just use up the whole can, and I'll make a bunch of these taquitos. And once the taquitos are made, I can freeze them or whatever, and my boys will have them as easy little snacks they can pop in the microwave. So now for the 7-Up that I use to rehydrate, you can use most of the second can if you want it a little thicker. I used the whole can of both cans because I wanted it to be a little bit more on the runny side, and I wanted to stretch it for 18 tortillas. If you like your filling a little thicker, then by all means just use a can and a half of soda. And then next we're going to do our Thrive Life chopped onions. These chopped onions, we're going to put a half a cup in. They are so amazing. Thrive calls them tearless onions because you don't have to worry about chopping them, and they're so finely chopped. I really love them, and they smell great. They add great flavor to anything you're cooking. But I just love how fine they're chopped up and diced up so small. So half a cup of that, and then we're going to put in some green chilies. And we just want about 2 tablespoons of green chilies. So my idea was to get a little bit of the spicy and sweet balance, but this is going to be more sweet than spicy. If you like things spicier, by all means, add more green chilies. You could even add hot sauce into this and make it really good flavor. Now we're going to add our Thrive Life sour cream powder. We're going to do 4 big tablespoons of the sour cream powder. And now I didn't bother adding any more liquid because we're going to have things wet enough and that it's going to have enough liquid between those 2 cans of soda. Now, if you're somewhere that you're not sure the size of the cans, each of these cans are 12 ounces, so 24 ounces of soda is that's the liquid. So if you're replacing that with water or another liquid form, you could do, chicken broth or something like that. It's just 24 ounces. If you want it a little thicker, just go a little bit less. You just want enough liquid that the meat has something liquid to rehydrate in. Otherwise, it'll get to a point, if there's not enough liquid, it'll stop rehydrating and then you got dry meat. And that won't be good. So, but with this is a pretty saucy filling. So you got our barbecue sauce and everything we're going to add here in a minute as well. So there's plenty of sauce to absorb, for the meat to absorb. So now that we have all those, I'm going to just kind of set it aside for a second. We're going to give that meat a few minutes to absorb the liquid. And while we do that, we'll take our 8 ounces of cream cheese. And now normally I would have cream cheese where I could mix it up and everything like that. But for this, I'm going to just pop it in the microwave. So that'll make this cream cheese super soft, and then we can just blend it in really easily. So you do want to be careful and watch your cream cheese in the microwave because it will start to pop and snap, crackle, pop. So I just did 1 minute and it had already started to make popping sounds, but that's okay. It achieved the goal. It was nice and soft, and that's exactly what we want. Look at this. This is just like peanut butter, like soft butter texture right there. That's going to be so easy to mix into our mixture. See, it just breaks right up. So, and that's what we want. I mean, I love cream cheese as much as the next person, but you don't want huge lumps and clumps of cream cheese in these taquitos. It's better to have it mixed in and have that creaminess all throughout the mixture. So get your cream cheese. You'll want to kind of break it up a little bit with your spatula or your spoon. And one thing that I did look for here is, as you're mixing, you want to also check for big chunks of meat. So you might have some big pieces of that pulled pork, and just try to break it up a little bit, mostly because the big chunks are going to take longer to rehydrate. So you just kind of want to break those up as much as possible to make sure everything gets fully hydrated, and then you're good to go, because you don't want to take a bite in your taquito and have the meat not fully hydrated. So just do that. And you want to, once you get everything mixed together, you probably want to set it aside for a few minutes before you do your taquitos. But before I do that, we're going to add the barbecue sauce, because that's just going to give us even more liquid there for the meat to absorb. I use this sweet and spicy barbecue sauce, because again, I thought that would kind of be a good balance between the sweet and spicy. So about a cup of the barbecue sauce. You can use whatever barbecue sauce you prefer and that you like. So mix that in, and you'll see this is kind of, I mean, texture wise, it almost starts to look like a really runny tuna sandwich mix. If it's like tuna mix that you added way too much mayonnaise to or something, that's kind of what you want. That's going to give you the thin consistency. Now again, I wanted mine on the thin side because I wanted to stretch it through 18 flour tortillas. But if you're not worried about that, you can certainly have it thicker, and it's not going to be any big deal. It's not going to change anything drastically. So this is just a personal preference there. So go ahead and taste it. This is a good time. Now remember, the meat's cooked. Everything's in here is cooked. Totally safe. So it's a good time to taste it, see how the flavor of your sauce is. If you need more barbecue sauce, if you need more spices, you can always add chili powder or something like that in it if you want it spicier. So flavor it up the way that you want. And so now that we've let our meat mixture sit for just a few minutes, we're like, remember, the longer it sits, the longer the meat gets to absorb all the liquid. So letting it sit for a few minutes and just giving it as much time to sit there and rehydrate as possible. And we're going to spray down our griddle. And at this point, pretty straightforward, and I will fast forward it so that you don't have to watch it for the next 15 minutes. But basically, you're just going to put a scoop of your mixture on the tortilla and then roll it up as tight as you can. And I know it's really hard with a runny mixture, but just do it as tight as you can, because once the tortilla cooks up, it'll get hard and it'll hold its shape. So it's only at the first, when it's really soft, that you kind of have to be careful with it. And lay it seam down. So you have the seam side down so it'll hold and stay in place. And then what you're going to do is just gradually go through them, rotate them, roll them. It's kind of like cooking round sausage links. So you just roll them until all the sides are cooked really well. So I did them in a couple of batches here. You can see just kind of monitoring them. And then once that batch is done, you go and put the next batch on and just keep working that way until all of your mixture and tortillas are used up. And then you're done and you're left with the final result, which is amazing and delicious. And here's what it looks like. And there you go. So we have our sweet pulled pork taquitos. So these are sweet, and my husband came home for lunch, was trying them, and he's like, yeah, they're pretty sweet. I like sweet. He's not so much a fan of sweet, so these are for me, not for him then. So they're, but let's go ahead and try them. I'm dripping out the ends. Okay, so I can see what he's talking about. They're sweet. They're good. Definitely sweet. So if you don't like sweet, I would suggest changing up maybe the soda to you do like a Coke or Dr. Pepper, or even just water. And then you could use a different sauce, or not salsa, barbecue sauce. So I got this one called Sweet and Spicy because I thought, oh, that'll be a good balance, sweet and spicy with some chili, some of the green chilies. But I think between that and the 7-Up, it is pretty sweet, which I like. But he's got his hot sauce he's putting in, so to balance out that sweetness. So if you like things more sweet, these are the ones for you. If you like things more spicy, I would change up your barbecue sauce and maybe the soda. Use your favorite type of soda instead. Instead of 7-Up, do Dr. Pepper or Coke or Pepsi or whatever your favorite is. That's just made to rehydrate it. But you have to remember, the soda is going to add the sweetness as well. So if you don't want it sweet at all, I would just use water. So just rehydrate the meat with water. I think they're good though. So remember, pulled pork. This has, once it's opened, has our shortest shelf life. So pulled pork is the only one that only has a 3-week shelf life. I mean, it's still 3 weeks, right? Once this can is open, because of the fat content for the pulled pork, and this is true with anything that's freeze-dried, the higher the fat content, the lower the shelf life is. So once it's opened, 3 weeks. You can extend that a little bit if you want to put the can in your fridge, but I just try to strategically plan. If I'm going to open a can of the pulled pork, I strategically plan my recipes and stuff. And that's why I use the whole can and just made a huge batch so that my kids will have extras, leftovers, some quick pop in the microwave and heat up meals. I'll probably freeze a bunch of these and they can use them that way. So keep that in mind with the pulled pork. It's the only thing that really has a short shelf life once it's open. I mean, 3 weeks isn't super short shelf life, but compared to other ingredients, most Thrive stuff is 6 to 18 months once it's opened and up to 25 years unopened. So if you're on my email list, I send out a resource and reference guide, and so you should have received that. And that has all sorts of information, including shelf lives and everything for all the Thrive products. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and definitely try these out. Try the chicken ones. You can change it up however you want. That's kind of the beauty of it, is to give you the ideas. Take them and run with it. Like and subscribe, and mention in the comments if you have any other ideas or suggestions, or what you've tried when you try this recipe. I'd love to hear it. So I'll see you next week for next week's recipe, and thanks for watching.